All right, so let's talk a little bit about Brock Purdy, Mr. Not So Irrelevant, but probably Mr. Overhyped. And that's where I'm going to go with this is that, yes, he's seeing a lot of success. He's looking good. But in my opinion, I think he's a beneficiary of an incredibly stacked and incredibly talented team, both on offense and defense, and a great coach. Um, that's where I'm going with that. What do you think?
There are a lot of teams with weapons on both sides of the ball, and the Niners are one that have more than most on each side. I think the difference here is coaching. Kyle Shanahan is a scheme beast. That dude can scheme anybody open. He can scheme a hole for any running back. He can, and I think you could put Mac Jones in that offense and he could successfully manage that team well enough with all the checkdowns to McCaffrey and,
Well, no, don't call him a game manager. He made some plays in that one game. He made some plays
you
with
know,
his feet, and apparently that made him the end all be all because he made a few plays. He's not just a game manager, he's a game changer.
they're all elite, like they're all pro football players, right?
Yes.
They're going to make some good plays with their feet, moving around the pocket, whatever. If he had to make a handful of good plays that were just on him, that should be a minimum requirement, right?
Yes.
We shouldn't be touting that as above and beyond. Look at all these other quarterbacks that get it done, running for their freaking life behind their shoddy offensive lines. He does it a couple of times, and it's like, oh my God, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. And it's just, I don't. Okay, let's drop Brock Purdy in New England. Let's just do a swap. Mac Jones and Brock Purdy.
Yep.
Mac Jones wins more games in San Fran than Brock wins in New England.
100%.
Honestly, you could swap him probably, and this is why I think it's coaching, more of a coaching thing than anybody else. You could swap him with just about any other QB in this league. They're going to be more successful with the Niners, and he's going to be less successful with them.
Yeah, I would say Kenny Pickett. Switching with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Go for it. Kenny Pickett's going to find success.
They got some weapons in Pittsburgh. They don't have the coaching, which, we may or may not talk about in another video. But teaser.
Yeah.
But, he's with those weapons and that coaching staff, he's not going to be as successful.
Well, and
probably hardly even better than Kenny Pickett.
And honestly, let's not forget this defense. That defense puts that offense in a good position. You're winning the field position game. You're going to win the time of possession game most likely, and you're not going to have to score as many points to win. Granted, they're putting up some good points because they're offensive weapons, but those are a result of having a good defense. But I think you hit the nail on the head with the coaching, though, because we saw when they were playing against the Lions, being down, that second half, they outcoached the Lions.
Yep.
And there were no adjustments made by the Lions to adjust to the 49ers adjustments, right? You didn't get the balance there. So the 49ers outcoached the Lions, and that makes a huge, huge difference.
The Niners outcoach everybody.
Absolutely.
They really do.
They scheme well, they adjust well.
You see it time and time again all season. They're just outcoaching people, And another good example of that, a disciple of Shanahan, you got DeMeco Ryans in Houston, went down there, played to his players' strengths, and look what it did for him.
Fantastic. It was fantastic.
He was clearly taking notes when he was with Shanahan.
Yep.
In San Fran. And, hats off to them, too, for doing such a good job there. So, when you're learning, Kyle Shanahan's the new Belichick, right? He's the new genius in the league. He's the man to beat, I think, going forward. And he's young, so it's going to be tough for a while.
I agree. And that system, I mean, like you said, he plays to their strengths. You take Christian McCaffrey out of that offense, they take a little bit of a step back, but it's the next man up. How many years now have they had injuries at that running back position? And their fourth string running back is going in there and being relevant, fantasy relevant. You know,
Yeah.
want the running back in San Francisco because they're going to be relevant.
Yep.
And so it's a scheme, it's a system, it works well. Shanahan's fantastic, and Brock Purdy, in my opinion, is a product of that.
I agree. He was drafted last for a reason.
I mean, don't get me wrong. No, he's good.
I know.
I mean, look, there's been
He
some really good
played for a
quarterbacks
team
in
that played
Hey,
against.
I'm just throwing that out there.
He played for a team that played against Oklahoma. I had to take it. All right.
That's
But,
true. He wasn't that good in college. He was fine.
Yeah, he was all right. But I don't think he's that successful on another team.
There it is. I think that's what it is. But congratulations to him for stepping up, taking advantage of the situation, winning the starting spot, hanging on to the starting spot, and performing when he needs to. Congrats to Brock Purdy. Pretty cool, actually, to see Mr. Irrelevant be so relevant. It's actually a pretty fun story, and I'm enjoying it.
It is. It is a fun story. I'm glad, that's what you hope for with every young player, right? Is that you land kind of in that perfect situation where the coaching staff, the talent kind of meet in the middle, and that's what happens. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Love it.